So good evening everybody and welcome back to FTRL. It is week 8 of season 29 and we are landed here at the home of NASCAR's biggest race. It is Daytona for week 8 of the championship. GT2 of course back on track Thursday. I'm back for my scouting mission, yes. Also during the track. Yes, so then we have moved on to the Team USA double points week, and they have picked, yes, the legendary Daytona circuit. Now it's a Daytona road circuit we're doing, and not doing an oval race. That would be slightly chaotic. So we are on the infield loop, home of the Daytona 24-hour circuit, which I have just come back from. So I just put in the chat there. Yeah, I went to a festival at this very track a couple of weeks ago. So I walked on the Hallow tarmac. There's an entry point over there, just in the entrance to turn 1. That's why I came in, and then the actual festival was all on the infield bit here. So I walked on various bits of this part of the track, and it is a very impressive facility indeed. But tonight is going to play host to some very impressive GT2 action. And as usual, a 2 double header race for you tonight. Sprint race coming up shortly once qualifying is done, followed by the endurance race as standard. Team USA will be looking for big points because it is their double points week. Of course, they picked this track, and if testing's anything to go by, they're going to be very difficult to beat this week. They have chosen very wisely. The Viper has been on form in a recent daily race and is also looking very strong in practice, so expect a big haul of points as Team USA look to jump off the bottom of the standings. And teams also propel themselves potentially into contention for individual honours as well. But let's see how the week goes. In chat we have Jonesy on track, Mr. Simon, Mikey tuning in all the way from Spain, Portugal, because he's a loser and won't enjoy his holiday. And I've probably had enough of the family already, every Mike. Anyone know when the previous last to first challenge was completed? Question is probably Tom. There's nothing to say is that important. I agree. Now, Easter eggs. Carl has put a couple of Easter eggs on this car. Now, I spotted the first one a few weeks ago, which was the Made in China sticker on the back. Now, unfortunately, the goose has just pulled away there. On top of the car, you see a famous tooling brand on the top there. Which would be Milwaukee. However, there's a slight typo in that, and it actually says Milwaukee. So that's the other Easter egg on that car. But without further ado, it looks like qualifying is about to begin. 15 drivers then. We have Goose. He's on board at the moment. The car's like to make their way out. Odon representing Team Germany. We've got a switchback for Team Italy. Unsafe. Another for Team Germany. Aaron is filling in for the aforementioned Mikey, who is currently in Portugal. For Team Germany, we've got Derek for Team Italy, Royston for Team France, Joker for Team Japan, Zom, another one for Team France. Ross is filling in for Team Italy. It looks like he's in place of Nobby Norris, who's also sunning himself. Jadon, current championship leader for Team France, and Glyn for Team USA, Johnny Boy for Team Japan, Jonesy for Team USA, serving himself a qualifying ban, so he won't be moving, and Dusty Fossil will be out shortly for Team Japan. Who's first on track? Is it Aaron? It is indeed. So we'll let him get round. And And we'll go on board for a lap then of the Daytona road course. And then we will touch on the standings to GT2. So in the individual standings then, Jadon leads the way, comfortably so on 317 points. Switchback giving chase on 268.5, and Justy Fostel in third on 249. Joker then fourth on 242. Now they of course have all had their double points week. Fifth is Unsafe Release on 241, so just a point back from Joker, but of course Team Germany will have their double points race in the last round at the Forest. Jonesy currently P6 on 182, but he'll be looking for a good points haul tonight to propel himself into that battle for the podium. He's on 182, then Mikey is 7th on 176, Owen just behind him on 168, then it comes Royston on 141, Zom on 128, tied with Derek. Glyn's on 120, Norrie Norris on 114, Sagoose on 89.5 and Beach on 44.5, but we're going to go for a lap of Daytona, and a very, very tricky braking for turn 1 that Aaron has immediately got wrong, which is proving how difficult it is. So braking and turning. Carl does like to run on there, as he's done. If he's going to back out of it, so we'll go on board with Owen as he comes into the International Horseshoe. He's then gone deep at the Horseshoe there, to get the power down, using all the runoff on the outside there. Short sprint then towards the King, walked on this bit of the track. Fast left-hander here, with flat. And keep left in the braking zone for the next hairpin. Down to second gear. Get the nose around, throttle as early as you can. Use the yellow curving on the left, short squirt, then up towards the next hairpin, which brings us back onto the banking. And down to second gear. Stay tight, pick up the throttle as early as you can. And on to the turn 1 banking we go. And up through turn 2 on the banking. Airport then off to the right now. We are looking for a braking marker for the bus stop chicane. Brake as late as you dare. Go down a couple of gears to fourth, fling it in, use the curbs, try and stay tight. Pick up the throttle and fire out. Don't run it too wide. Or the pace then, and down back onto turn 3. Banking then into turn 4. Towards the tri-oval section, grandstand on your right hand side. And lap time is a 1:48 flat. A solid lap time there from him. Switchback's gone third, Unsafe goes second. Where are the Vipers? That's what we need to look up for. Do seem to be further forward there, but but Glynn has upheld Team USA honour and has gone fastest of all, the 47.9. So Glynn then setting the marker for Team USA. Should be on to the Viper. Has been the OP car around here. Glynn proving the point there. Goose, a bit of work to do. So Glynn currently on provisional pole from Odon. Derek in third. Zom is fourth. Unsafe in fifth. Joker is P6. Switchback in P7. Jadon is eighth. Ross in P9, Royston in P10, Aaron in P11. We saw him abandon his first run, made run wide at turn 1. Johnny Boy in 13th, he was in 14th then, 52.2, expecting to improve though. Stand board then with the Goose, in fact he's 2 cents purple then, so much improved this lap. He's now caught French. Low past them, guy. Marking a slight slipstream from the Lamborghini there. If that Lamborghini should stay out of the way, it's Derek. We'll move back onto the racing line just to get to the bus stop, which is not where Goose wants to be catching him. However, we're now getting a very nice slipstream onto the banking now. Derek will get out of the way. And he's still purple. As Aaron has just gone fastest of all with a 47.4. Has lowered the bar. Difference though, it's half a second, so Goose might have a bit of time to try and make up here. Joker goes third. To the line then comes the Viper. Is it provisional pole? It's not. He goes fourth. Jadon goes second. The French boys there using a bit of slipstream there. So I'm giving Jadon the toe. So I'm in turn getting a bit of a toe from Derek. Glyn is 3 thousandths of a second up on Joker and 36 thousandths down on Jadon. Aaron currently half a second to the good. So the ad looking competitive. Johnny improves to a 50 flat. And then on provisional pole from Jadon. Glyn in third, but he's purple again. Glyn now has got a bit of clear track. He's going to try and get back on to provisional pole. Fourth, Goose in fifth. 5 under 148. Hold on a 148 flat. Safe in P7, Zom in P8. Switch back down to P9, a second off the pace. Dusty Fossil down to P11 as well. Another one struggling there. Now he's gone for clear track there when he probably would be benefiting from a bit of a slipstream. Glyn's the one I want to watch, and he's 3/10 purple. Glyn is flying. Can he get the bus stop right? He can indeed. Lovely line through there. He should have a little bit too much speed. Let's have a look on the exit. There's another checkpoint coming up. He's 4.5 tenths purple, blue, but it's not enough, and he has lost some time through the chicane there. Jadon might have been getting a slipstream here. No, it's not Jadon. It's Zom. And for Glyn. Goose goes second. Glyn goes third. So lost some time in the final sector there, but Glyn's showing the pace. He just needs to get the bus stop right there. That's what's cost him, because it's cost him all the way to the line. Goose has got within half a tenth of Aaron's time. Second and third then for the two Team USA cars. Aaron's still holding on to provisional pole though. 47.4, very tidy lap. Jadon in fourth. Marginally up on Joker. Still just top 5 under 148 at the moment. Getting a nice slipstream from Aaron. These two are working together quite nicely. I love Goose. 6 tenths down. Glyn is 2.5 tenths purple again. Right, this time. Needs a stronger bus stop. Who's ahead of him? I think it's one of the GTRs. No, that's Lamborghini's Derek. Won't be getting a slipstream from there. He's now 4 tenths purple. Then Glyn is on for a storming lap here. We might see a 46 here. That looked better. That looked much better through there that time. Out the other side. What's the split time now? He's lost a bit of time again. Again, he's just lost a little bit there through the chicane. The Audi's stronger. He's probably just not getting a slipstream from that Lamborghini ahead of him. But has he got enough this time? That Viper pulling all the way to the line. It is. Provisional pole. That's me. 47.2 from Glyn. Snatches provisional pole position away from Aaron. So it's first and third for the Vipers. Can Aaron respond now? He's now getting the slipstream from Odom. These will be the final laps then. We've got 5 seconds left before the 10 minutes are up. Who's that coming to the line? I think it's Dusty Fossil. No, it's Johnny Boy. And he's finished then. So Johnny Boy's finished his lap. Let's have a look at Aaron, and he's second down. So Aaron is not going to be improving. What about Goose? Can he make it at all? USA front row. Just find half a tenth. That's the fine margin. And he's found more than that. He's got nearly 2 tenths there. So we could see an all USA front row. In fact, that time would have been enough. He was up enough to take provisional pole here. So might this be Goose versus Glyn? He's still 0.196 and he's only 0.165 off pole. So Goose needs a good run through the chicane. Glyn behind him. I believe so. There's the chicane. Comes out the other side. With the line, he's down. He's lost time. What about Glyn? Glyn's now getting a very nice slip, but he's half a second down. So it's all about Goose. But the Viper's just struggling through chicane. He's down the yellow line. Switchback improves to 4th with a late flyer. I think Goose is that. I think he realised he's lost this hit. Yeah, so again, the chicane just playing. Catching him out there, but still 1st and 3rd. Great effort there from the Viper boy. Switchback up in 4th then to keep his title ambitions alive. Jadon in 5th, Joker 6th there. Good effort from him. Odon in 7th. Again, did another 48 flat, but didn't get into the 47. Ross jumped up to 8th late on. Had it unsafe, so I'm in 10th. Royston in 11th. Derek is 12th. Dusty Fossil down in 13th. I think he just suffered there without a slipstream. Johnny Boy in 14th, and Jonesy will be starting from the back after his misdemeanors from last week. So here's pole for Glyn from Aaron. They are on the front row together. Goose is 3rd, starting row 2 with Switchback. That's Jadon and Joker. So all 5 nations in the top 6 once again. Odon then starts P7 with Ross alongside in P8. Then it's Unsafe in P9. Zom in P10. Royston starts 11th with Derek in 12th. Dusty Fossil 13th. Johnny Boy in 14th. And Jonesy starting from the back. So, here we go then. Get your predictions in, please. Is it going to be a USA 1-2? How far forward can Jonesy go? Can Aaron get in amongst them? Can Switchback hold back Jadon and take some points back off him? We're about to find out right now, and away we go. Glyn then clear track on the run down towards turn 1. Look at that Viper pulling away immediately, and Goose is now closing in on Aaron. On the brakes into turn 1, everybody going to get through okay. Watch the tyre stack on the inside. If you want to clip that, that will stop you dead. Jonesy has already passed the 2 GTRs, and Dusty Fossil's having a big drama. He's caught a slide. Jonesy already up to 13th. And now sends it on Derek as well. Up the inside, banging doors. He's going to lift off. It's a forceful move. Jonesy up to 12th already. Then so Jonesy making big progress on the opening lap. And Glyn still leads. Aaron in 2nd, Goose in 3rd. Switchback in 4th. And Jadon. Joker's in 6th. Then Odon under pressure from Ross, who's under pressure from Unsafe. Coming on to the banking for the first time, then Aaron closing up the Audi good through the middle part of the lap, but now is where the Viper's going to excel. We've seen in previous races how quickly that Viper can close up in the slipstream, and we're going to watch Goose here, who is currently half a second back, but look at the chunks of time he's taking out of that Audi. Well, Glyn in the first place is pulling away. That Viper is unreal. To the bus stop we go. See the Viper struggling a little bit there. Aaron's closed in on Glyn. Now Glyn starts to just pull away from him again, just driving away from him in a straight line. And Goose is closing. And that slipstream. Is he going to be too far back? We're going to have a good idea on the sort of gaps we need. Aaron is now very marginally catching Glyn. And Glyn's starting to pull away again. Goose has not really caught up much though. Ross and Unsafe are side by side. Safe right down on the yellow line then. Across the tri-oval, and he takes P7. Just going to try and fight back around the outside. Switches to the inside. Nothing doing there. Having a good exit out of turn 1. Further back we've got Odon side by side with Royston, and Jonesy looking down the inside of both of them. Oh, Jonesy, that's ambitious. Oh, Odon sideways. Royston gets pushed out wide. Jonesy takes 1 place away. He's either getting both. Up to 10th he goes. So Odon and Royston just leaning on each other out of the international horseshoe. And Jonesy takes full advantage there as they both slowed. Derek also took advantage there. He picked off Royston. And Johnny Boy and Dusty Fossil, the GTRs, struggling this week. Onto the banking we go for the second time. Aaron right there with him again. Critically for Aaron, he's got a second gap now to Sir Goose. So he's not under immediate threat from behind. Sir Goose is now closing. and leading down into the bus stop again for the second time. Watch the Audi close right on the back of the Viper here. Got to be careful and not get a penalty through there. On the train here, Goose tucked up behind with switchback and Jadon right behind him. Question is though, does the Lamborghini have enough grunt to go past the Viper? Because I don't think that it does. Well, see, he is right under the rear wing though. See up ahead though, Glyn has pulled away from Aaron. Goose needs to defend the inside here. I don't think switchback's going to go around the outside of him. Looks to the inside then, on the brakes for turn one. Goose drifts a little bit wide. Jadon gives him a push, and I think he's through. He is. Can Jadon get through as well? Goose down to fourth. So switchback up to third then. Critically putting a car in between himself and his title rival Jadon. Joker still in P6 but unsafe right with him. And Ross is there as well, and Zom. Jonesy in 10th, starting to try and close that gap down. Over on Derek and Royston coming with him. And further back Johnny Boy and Dusty Fossil. And struggling GTR. And then onto the banking we go. He's got himself a bit of a lead this time. And closing up Jadon's up the inside of Goose, coming on to the banking. And he's flying his way through to fourth. So the Viper struggles. He's understeer. Being exploited by these mid-engine cars. However, is it about to repay the favour? Because here comes Sir Goose. To the inside for the braking zone. Thinks better of it. He's just run through. Jumping a little bit sideways there. Early upshift there from Goose. Look at him now, look at the gain. And he's upshifting quite early there, Goose. I'm quite surprised by that, but look at the gain now. Here he comes. He's got a long way around. He's going to get the slipstream now from Zach. He's going to box in Jadon. And he's going to drive past both of them here, I think. He's got past Jadon. I think Jadon gave switchback a bump there to try and keep him ahead. Goose going to go onto the concrete. He is. He's out wide. That'll cost him time. As unsafe relieves Joker of P6 and now ends right on the tail of Goose. So Goose there just went a little bit deep there, and that concrete is so slippery. There is no grip out there for them. Now he's lost himself 1.2 seconds. Jadon also got by switchback in all that. So Jadon up to third, so he's now ahead of his title rival. Critical moment said Aaron's on the grass. Oh, he's lost it. No, he saved it. Thought he was going to go around there. And have dirty tyres. Oh, and a half-second penalty. And that's really going to hurt him because that is served on the run to the start-finish line. So I fully expect both Jadon and switchback will go past here. Lynn now has a 1.2 second lead, so he's pulling away. Joker trying to fight back against unsafe. Unsafe just defending the inside though. Oh, I've got to go penalty. That means he gains so much time by driving on the grass. And having a massive tank slapper. So much time. Jones up to 9th meanwhile, further back. Alright then, here comes Aaron's penalty, switchback right on the back of Jadon. These three cars seem fairly evenly matched. Aaron will serve his penalty then. Through goes Jadon, through goes switchback to the outside as they come through the tri-oval. Across the line, start lap 5, it's the purple lap there from Jadon. 47.2. Billion up the road doing 47.6. Has a 1.6 second lead. Oh, Aaron's out wide at turn 1 then. And is Goose going to get him? I think he is. He is. Goose is through. So Goose reclaims 4th. Oh, Ross ran the outside of Joker. As Goose and Aaron battling off the corner, off the horseshoe. And up the inside, but Goose then just going to use the torque of that Viper to pull ahead. Unsafe, trying to get it in the action now as well. And we've got Joker. Jones is now 8th. Making good progress then from the back of the grid. He is 5.7 off the lead. Joker's had a big old slapper there, tank slapper there. To the outside goes Jonesy. I know from our GTR struggles, this should be a fairly routine move. He's up the inside, onto the banking we go. Oh, he was down the inside, that's Zom. Having a big old drama, that's going to be a penalty. Can almost guarantee it. The half-second penalty for Zom. We had a twitch there. So Jonesy up to 7th. Aaron is back ahead of Sir Goose. Glyn comfortably in the lead, then into the bus stop we go. Jadon will switch back right behind him. But Jonesy then right to the back of Unsafe, who's on the back of Goose, who's on the back of Aaron, then so. Well, even at half race distance. Jonesy now 5.1 off the lead. His teammate leading the way. Here comes the Viper. Board with the Audi. Where is the Viper? There it is. Look at it go. Look at it just drive past him in a line. James will be able to shut the door on him. Unsafe might be able to hold this. He is. He's up the inside. No, he's clipped the pit wall. No, in contact behind him. Ross has gone to the back of him. Down to 9th goes Unsafe. It's so easily done. That tyre stack just slips out, and he's clipped it. Now that's cost him 3 places. Goose is going all over the shot. There's Jones up to 5th. So he's gone by his teammate. Now he's going to start attacking Aaron. That'll please Aaron at no end. Jadon, meanwhile, Jadon and Switchback have caught Glyn ever so slightly. 48.3 last time, 48.1, 48.2, so that time just fell away a little bit that lap for everybody. In fact, Glyn's had a really rough middle sector here. Jadon is purple by 0.6 per second. Jonesy has the fastest lap currently at a 47.1. Some pace from the Vipers. Still half a second purple. Jadon here is absolutely flying on this lap. Into the bus stop we go. We should see him gain a little bit of time here through here on the Viper. Be careful not to get a penalty. Got a good run, but the Viper pulling away down to 3.5 tenths. It'll be interesting to see what kind of lap time Glyn does here, to see if he's had a mistake on this lap somewhere. They're dragging to the line. They're now pulling away. Leads up to a second. 47.7. 47.2 there, so Jadon, despite being 0.6 purple on the mid part of the lap, lost it all on the banking. So you can see the various strengths of the cars. So the Viper is good on the bank section. The Peugeot, the Lamborghini, the Audi, fairly solid through the middle part, and the GTR just weak everywhere, fortunately. Struggling very much this week then. Aaron now has got Jonesy closing in. Goose not far behind either. Joker's on the tail there, so she's sort of matched his qualifying lap with a 47.9 there, but he's having an absolute tank slapper coming out of the horseshoe. And Safe trying to get alongside into the kink. The overlap, he's got the inside for the next corner. That should be Unsafe back up to P7 then, so having clipped the pit wall and dropped a couple of places. In fact, Ross is going to take advantage as well here. So we're getting shuffled back to 9th. GTR just not at the races this week. Oh, what's happened to Glyn? Glyn's 3rd. Glyn has had a drama somewhere on the infield section and has lost the lead. So Jadon leads from Switchback from Glyn. Aaron still got Jonesy in hot pursuit. Purple at the moment, but Glyn's made a mistake somewhere in the infield section and has given the lead to Jadon. Now we're going to see what he's made of. He's been leading this race from the get-go. You know he can set the lap times, but he's made a mistake somewhere there. 2.5 seconds, he's had a big off somewhere. Switchback now closing in on the back of Jadon. Further back, there's a change for position. What was that? Saw a flicker. Derek Zom and Royston battling 11th, 12th and 13th. Meanwhile, further back, Peugeot's getting a good run here on the banking. Derek's going to try and defend the inside, but Zom's got underneath him. This is for 11th. Royston in the slipstream behind his teammate. Is he going to be able to get through as well? Can Zom hold the door open long enough? Looks like he might be able to. Derek's going to try and squeeze in. Royston's down the inside though. And through they both go then. Good teamwork there from Team France. Both gaining a position on Derek, who's down to his customary Team 13. Johnny Boy and Dusty Fossil circulating together at the back still. Both using the personal best, fastest laps was 48.8, 48.6. So not particularly quick pace in the GTR, which is really struggling this week at the circuit. And Jadon continues to lead. Back in hot pursuit. Glyn has dropped off quite a lot now in third. Back very wide. Double end Baguetta. So what's Glyn got then? He had the fastest lap in qualifying. His teammates got the fastest lap in the race. Or had the fastest lap. Switchback now with a 46.9. Has taken that away then. Last time around, big slipstream of course on that lap. So I'll check out the dirt. Yeah, it isn't really a killer. The only real place it hurts is probably here through the bus stop. Good run through there. Oh, bread. Oh, bread. It's not looking good, mate. It's not looking good. We are in for a rough night. That's all I'm going to say. So, save expectations low this week. Jadon leads still. Switch back half a second back. Bang closing in the slipstream. Glyn is closing back in ever so slightly. Back into the 47s. 47.8 for the leader, 48 flat for switchback, 47.7 for Glyn. So he did close in a little bit on that lap. Jonesy's progress has sort of stalled. He is now less than 4 seconds. He's 4 seconds off the lead. So he is continuing to close. He's still sat in P6 and safe in 7th. There's Ross, Joker and Odom. All fairly close together. Nice train. There's everybody all together. Look. Leader heading up towards turn. What's that? 6. That's the two GTRs are coming into the horseshoe. Lovely camera angle there. Going on. Personal best through sector 1. Closing in on Joker for P9. Ross been safe. Starting to work over Goose. Just outside of slipstream range of Aaron at the minute. He has got in there as they come off the infield onto the banking. Aaron pulling away slightly. Now the Viper starts to close. He's gaining ahead. Again, just slip back a little bit then from the front two, switch back. Continuing to try and work on Jadon, find a way through. They're taking lots of grass there into the bit of a slide, a little bit wide in the middle part of the bus stop. Jadon's had a better exit. It does look like the Viper's just struggling through that section there. Not making any progress. Oh, Jonesy with a half-second penalty. He has got a 1.5 second lead over his teammate. Jonesy there has made a little bit too much of a cut there at the bus stop. In the background, it's side by side between Odon and Joker. Jonesy has held on to P5. Joker's back on the inside, very sideways out the exit of 1. He does take the place back from Odom. So GTR can fight these cars, the mid-engine ones anyway. The Viper though is just seemingly a little bit too good around here. Son and Royston still battling with Derek, not shaking them off yet. Johnny Boy and Dusty Fossil just circulating together over back. They are struggling. Oh, Johnny Boy's had a spin. Oh no, big shame there for him. Jadon now has a 1.2 second lead over Switchback, who in turn has a 1.2 second lead over Glyn. Glyn then started leading the early part of this race and looked comfortable, but a mistake on lap 7 has handed the initiative to Jadon and Switchback, and he's struggling to get back at them. Jonesy and Goose working together now, try and pull away from Unsafe and Ross. And get back on turn with Aaron. And they've only had a laps though, we've got 2.5 laps to go. He's closing right in on his teammate and the braking as they come into the bus stop. He's again playing with fire there, coming out of the bus stop. Has he got away with it this time? He has. Ross is now all over the back of Unsafe. Fancy a move this time. Unsafe's going to hug that yellow line. Force the Lamborghini around to the outside. if he wants to make a pass. Up the circuit then to take the racing line for turn 1. He'll hold the inside line. Again, trying to force the Lamborghini around the outside. So Switchback has got the bankers back on again, closed in a couple of tenths on Jadon. Glynn not been able to respond. So the losing that lead, he's almost matched his personal best through sector 1. Switchback though are just keeping him at arm's length. And we've only got 1.5 laps to go. And breaks into the hairpin then. Right out on the curve there. Get a good run onto the banking there, but Jadon's run was better. I want to say I'm surprised that Jadon's leading this race, but yeah, he is Jadon. He is proven the best driver. He's purple in sector 1 there with no toe, bear in mind, so that is very impressive there from him. I do think he will struggle to beat the Switchback's time, just because Switchback would have had slipstream all the way across the banking and through the oval section, and he set that lap time. Yeah, he's lost it again now through there. Switchback is closing in. Oh, I was going to say Aaron is closing in on Glynn, but he's got himself a half-second penalty, and that's going to drop him back towards Jonesy and Goose has a half-second penalty as well. Ross has passed unsafe. Now, this is going to drop Aaron back towards Jonesy. Now, is Goose going to be a hold off Ross and unsafe, who are nose to tail as they come onto the tri-oval. Oh, too far back, though. Comfortably too far back, in fact. As we go into the final lap of the race, then, Jadon's lead is only 0.4 of a second. Switchback is there. James is right with Aaron as well. So the battle for the lead is on. Jadon and Switchback, top 2 in the championship. Jadon is a personal best in sector 1. Switchback right there with him. Glynn has dropped away. I think he's settled for 3rd. Aaron's looking in his mirrors at 2 Vipers. Ross has got unsafe all over the back of him. Joker and Odon still battling over 9th and 10th. Tom in 11th, Boris in 12th, Derek in 13th. And the other 2 GTRs still circulating further back then. Onto the banking we go. Last chance then for Switchback. He needs to close up and be right on the back of him coming through the bus stop. He needs a better run through the bus stop, and then he needs to drag him to the line. Jones is right with Aaron as well for 4th. Is he going to get him before the bus stop? Switchback's not close enough. Jones to the outside. Is he going to go past him in the line? I think he is. Josie's going to get the move done into the bus stop, so he's 4th. Switchback is right with Jadon, but he's a little bit wide. Did he get over the curb okay? He did. There's no penalty. Jadon going high, trying to break the slipstream. Here we go, then drag to the line. It's under 0.2 of a second. Aaron's right on the back of Jonesy as well, further back, and Ross is right on the back of him. It's a drag to the line. Switchback's ahead. Switchback wins. Oh, I think Goose had a penalty. Oh, and Odon's just pips Joker by 0.4 of a second as well. The Switchback has dragged to the line and beaten Jadon in a photo finish by 44,000ths of a second. Glynn gets 3rd, Jonesy 4th, Aaron in 5th, Ross 6th, unsafe, gets 7th from Goose on the line. I think had to serve a half-second penalty. Odon pips Joker by 4,000ths of a second. Let's have a look at the gaps. It's 31,000ths of a second then between Switchback and Jadon at the line. Switchback timing his run perfectly to snatch the victory at the very death. That's the first time he led all race. Jadon then having to settle for 2nd. Glynn only 3rd. I think he'll be disappointed having been on pole and led the first 6-7 laps of that race. Jonesy coming from the back up to 4th. Great drive from him there, pipping Aaron on the last lap. Ross then snatches 6th on the final lap there with unsafe, just pipping Goose as well to 7th. Goose ending up at 8th. Then Odon, look at that. It was 9,000 of a second in the end between Odon and Joker. Zom in 11th, Royston in 12th, Derek was 13th, Dusty Fossil 14th, Johnny Boy in 15th. So, Vipers not having it all their own way in that one. However, now we go on to the main race then. It's going to be 28 laps, and of course we have to run the medium and the hard compound of tyre. Looking at a probable two-stop for most, perhaps, though the one-stop is an option in this one as well. Just waiting then for the lobby to switch over, and in this break we'll talk about the team's standings then. So at the moment France leading the way on 1,286 points. Germany in second on 1,221.5. Italy in third on 1,058.5. Team Japan in fourth on 890, with Team USA on 825.5. So France leading the way, but Germany probably pulls some back there. Jadon might have pipped all the Germany cars, but all the Germany cars pipped the other two France cars. So peaks and troughs there. A little bit of a jostling there. Italy probably stayed. The USA would have closed the gap quite considerably there. Good run for them. So we go then into our dusk race then. So we're racing under the floodlights. Slander going on in the admin chat there between one Team USA and one Team Germany driver. His feedback, yes, it's going to be an intense race for people who think from GTRs, very much so. Unless somebody decides to bin it, then yes, very much so. Unfortunately, it's going to be the case. That's bad. Oh dear. So then are we going to see more of the same in this one then from the Vipers? They've got a lot longer to do it now, but of course tyre wear is going to be a factor here, as is fuel depletion. Now, the Viper might be the quickest car, however, it is also the most thirsty of everything on the grid. So, is that going to hinder their charge towards the front? Will this help the GTRs? Like the mid-new cars we saw. How quick the Peugeot, the Lamborghini were the hands of Jadon and Switchback. They were 1 and 2 in that race, and Aaron only P5. So, again, another one there to look out for. So, those three cars are in the mixer, and I think it's a question of where are the GTRs going to fall to, strategy-wise. Can they do anything to bring themselves into contention? So this is of course week 8 of the championship then, which means there is just 2 weeks left to go after the completion of tomorrow's races in GT1. Now next week we are at Mount Panorama, of course the legendary Bathurst circuit, playing host to week 9. And then the final week, of course, as I mentioned earlier, is the Team Germany double point round, which is at Deep Forest. Now, they were given the options of some other tracks to factor in, because Germany only has the Nürburgring on its circuit, so they were given the option of Germany, Austria's Red Bull Ring, and Deep Forest, of course, which is in Switzerland. They have picked Deep Forest then, which will play host to the final round. See how everybody goes around there. Of course, there's bits next week, of course, will probably favour again the Viper long straights. Go for the Viper, the other cars will be good over the mountain. So hopefully the GTR will be able to recover some of its deficit it's suffering from this week. Deep Forest should be an interesting mix. Well, I'll say the mid-engine cars usually go okay around there, but the front-engine cars aren't bad either, so we should see how the Viper fares with the middle part of the lap there. But obviously it will be strong up the hill and then down to start finish rate as well. So expect the unexpected as ever with FTRL. So let's see who's starting on what tyre then. Glyn is starting on the hard tyre. It's the medium tyre for Odon. It's the hard tyre for Unsafe. It's the mediums for Ross. It's the hards for Derek. It's the mediums for Goose. It's the hards for Aaron. And for Switchback, Royston's on the medium tyres, as is Zom, Joker, Jonesy, Johnny Boy. Dusty Fossil's on the hards and Jadon is on the mediums then, so we've got a bit of a split here. Now this does suggest, of course, 2-stopper for a number of cars. I'll be very surprised if people want to finish on the hard tyres. So I expect a medium stint, a short sprint on the hards in the middle, with a mediums to finish. Right, then, without further ado, we're about to get underway then. So the grid for the main race tonight then. Johnny Boy will be leading us off with Dusty Fossil alongside him. It's then Derek, Royston and Zom. Joker in P6, and so all the GTRs in the top 6 for the wrong reasons. Odon in 7th, Sir Goose is 8th, Unsafe is 9th, Ross is 10th, Aaron is 11th, Jonesy is 12th, Glyn 13th, Jadon 14th, and Switchback starting all the way at the very back. It's 28 laps of Daytona, and away we go. Everybody under threat then. So Goose closing in on Odon. Stuck it Unsafe again. They're still battling all of the first race then. Aaron's again under threat from Jonesy. And then Jadon. And switch back then. Everybody around the first corner safely. Johnny Boy continues to lead the way then into the horseshoe on lap 1. With Unsafe. This is of course where the mid-engine cars are stronger than the Viper, but the Viper then has gone from being attacked by one Audi to being attacking the other one. And we'll run down to the next of the hairpins. Unsafe's up the inside of him though. Oh, big old contact there. That was a bit of a send. Getting up along the outside there on the run up to the hairpin as they come back onto the banking then. Goose back around the outside there. Good move there from Goose. Unsafe did let them go and go. There's a slightly audacious move into the hairpin there. And that's got Ross right on the back of him. Jonesy again on the attack of Aaron on the banking. Look at that Viper. And a couple of weeks ago they were given the opportunity to change the car, Team USA, and they didn't do it. And I think they're probably grateful for that fact right about now. This week anyway, they probably are. As Jonesy has once again gone around the outside of Aaron into the bus stop. He's done it on lap 1 this time rather than the final lap. Cars making their way out of the bus stop. Jonesy now attacking Ross as well. And Josie's up to 10th already. He is on the move. That's 2 places gained on this lap. Both of them on GT1 drivers. He's now closing in on a safe. Look at that Viper go. Glyn's now on the attack as well of Aaron. Further back, look. Ahead, so Goose has just gone past Odon. Joker's up the inside of Royston. Derek's out very wide there into turn 1. Very wide indeed. Johnny Boy still leading the way from Dusty Fossil. Zom in 3rd. Joker's now 4th, but he's got Goose alongside him. And now Goose is ahead of him. And on the brake, Goose there cuts the nose off into the horseshoe. The FTRL field there, making their way around the horseshoe on lap 2 of 28. Not able to get the move done then. And Ross Glyn ahead of Aaron, who's now got Jade all over him. Switchback still in P15 then. What are we going to see strategy-wise here? Now, a lot of people are getting about 12 laps if they just push. So we'll see 4 laps on the hards and then 2 stints of 12. However, those a little bit worse on tyres. Might go for 6 laps on the hards, 2 laps stints of 11. That's Goose then making his way. Goose has already dispatched of Zom, and he's up to second. Goose is flying, as Gooses do. Gooses is. So Goose has made his way up to second already. He's now chasing down Johnny Boy. Zom is tucked up right behind Dusty Fossil. Joker just in behind them, so all the GTRs currently in the top 5. Zom to the inside. Oh, Dusty Fossil has a big old send into the bus stop. Catches the side of Sir Goose there. The Viper not as good on the brakes as the cars around it there. Dusty Fossil ended it with a monumental send. Everybody survived though. In 6th, Aragon in 7th. Derek's now got Jonesy on the high side of him. Not able to get past him yet. He drops back in for some more slipstream. We've got Derek there, we've got Jonesy on his right. He's got behind Odon. He's using Odon to try and stay ahead here. Where is that Viper? There it is in the mirrors. We've got the inside. Switch back there from Jonesy on Derek into turn 1. Through he goes, up to 8th. Go Jonesy, good move. Joker got back ahead of him. Joker somehow has gone from 5th to 2nd. As Goose just takes that back away from him. So what happened to Dusty Fossil? Because Dusty Fossil's under 5th. Can only wonder, perhaps a penalty through the bus stop. Oh, no on that. Just tagging the back of Jonesy. He's got ahead of that little pack of cars now. Still switch back. Jadon and Aaron and Bob back 3 as Jadon goes up the inside of Aaron as they come onto the banking. That's aggressive that takes the place away, so up to 13th he goes. Still sat there in 12th, but now with Derek ahead of him. The Viper is gaining very quickly. Quickly indeed. He slips through from the cars ahead of him. The Viper pulls up alongside, drags past him on the outside, and takes the place away. So Glyn up to 11th. Starting to make some moves. Royston's tucked in behind Jonesy. It's not a bad place to be. 3rd, Goose done 2nd. Johnny Boy, they're still leading the way, doing a really good job. 3 laps, he's led. He's got himself a 1.9 second lead at the minute, so Johnny Boy driving really well in this one so far. 49.3. Just quicker than Goose on that last lap. So yeah, Johnny Boy doing a really good job at the moment. Jonesy meanwhile has taken Dusty Fossil to turn 1 there from so far back. Dusty Fossil now under threat from Royston. That was a cheeky hit. It was OP in the daily race as well, like last week. Oh, is that going off? Zom on the grass, he's right in the infield. Oh, he's cutting daisies. And he's going to find himself all the way down the back. What's happened to Glyn meanwhile? Is Glyn pitted? No, Glyn's had a drama somewhere. He's gone straight out of turn 1, he's dropped all the way to the back then. Oh, and a yellow flag penalty as well. That is harsh. That is very, very harsh. Zom has gone the wrong way. And Glyn has suffered for it as well. That is a very harsh penalty. And then dragging on the high side of Dusty Fossil, Odon closing, double slipstream. Goose and Joseph, Jonesy in 4th. Yeah, if I can, they're on Dusty Fossil to the inside. Holds off. It's a weird penalty though, because it was just passing a car that was off the track. Like, you have to. So, bullshit GT penalties then. Dusty Fossil leading this train. They've got Royston, Odon, Jadon has made great progress up to 8th place suddenly. Having been sat in P14 last time around, he's on his way up to 8th, then Ross and Unsafe are now behind him. Aaron in 11th, Switchback's now 12th, Derek in 13th, Glyn serving his penalty. Seriously. Hampered his race, it should have been a really good night for Glyn there. Now he's got a lot of work to do from 15th. Johnny Boy still leading the way, still 1.5 seconds in the lead. Johnny Boy driving really, really well. The man on the charge there is the man in the background there, in fourth, Jonesy, fastest lap of the race, 47.8. He's closing now, he's just 3 seconds off the lead. So it's 2 GTRs, 2 Vipers, currently at the front of this train. That's exactly, he's just going to stay there now for the rest of the race, mate. Look at that, taking a scenic route out of the banking. Let's go on board and see how ridiculous this Viper is compared to the GTR. He's already got it down to 6 tenths. It's now 5 tenths. Purple. 4 tenths. 3 tenths by the time I get the brakes over. Now is where the GTR will pull away. GTR, they're better to the bus stop, but as soon as they get on the power again, the torque of that Viper engine. It's 4 tenths as he comes off the bus stop. It's already down to 3. Down to 2. It's under a tenth a second. To the high side goes the Viper. That's good by GTR. Looking to appear in the mirror. There he is. There he goes. So Jonesy made that look very, very easy indeed. 2.5 seconds off the lead. Fastest lap of the race as well. 47.7. Stutty Fossil pits then on lap 5. From 5th place. Jadon's now in 5th place as well, so he's had great progress there. Was he the only one to pit? He was. He's doing 5. We're going to do what, 12 and 11 from here. Johnny Boy still driving well, but the lead is now starting to come down. Goose has got the hammer down. A couple of tenths on that last lap. Still driving very, very well. Very impressed with this so far. However, he's going to very quickly come under some pressure from these Vipers. Jones is the one to watch, I think. Discs there glowing red as they make their way onto the banking. He's now nearly 5 tenths purple. Up to 9th, then everyone's safe. Switch back still on P12. He's lost touch with Jadon and Aaron. Even though he was battling with at the start, so onto the banking glint. Half a second, his personal best now to the 49s at the minute. He's on the hard tyre, so we're getting to the 48s this time around. Justin Fossil is now out on the medium tyre, so he will probably now be running the mediums to the end. Let's see if he gets. Oh, Johnny Boy's got himself a half second penalty. It's a shame. Through the bus stop. And Jonesy has taken Sir Goose, who's currently battling with Joker, so he's had a poor run through the bus stop. Johnny's gone high. Jonesy into the slipstream. He'll be serving his penalty shortly anyway. And to use ability, Jonesy takes the lead. And with the fastest lap as well, a 47.4. That Viper now is starting to cruise. On lap 7, let's look at the fuel situation. And Jones is less than half a tank. We should expect the Viper. John is bang on half a tank. As is Joker, who is alongside Goose. Banging doors on the run down to the horseshoe. And the Goose we know is one to not be good on fuel, and that's about right. Where is he compared to Jonesy? A little bit worse than Jonesy. Jadon's bang on half a tank. Ross is on half a tank. Everyone's just under half a tank. Royston's just under half a tank. Aaron is over half a tank. Now let's just suggest one-stop strategies at play here. Switch back. Bang on half a tank as well. Half a tank, so I'm just under half a tank. Justy Fossil, of course, is pitted. Safe is now pitted as well. He's now onto the medium tyres as well. And Glyn is on his way. And onto the medium tyres he goes. So he's pitted on lap 6. So he's going to do 2 11s. But from this point here, you imagine this man's going to be very difficult to beat. Leading the way, he's 2.5 seconds to the good. He's got the fastest lap of the race as well. Sparks are flying. 1.5. So it would appear one stopper is going to be... Of course not. I'll find something to be moaning about. I won't be happy. So this Goose now has caught Johnny Boy. Johnny Boy still driving very well. This is probably the best stint I've seen from him in a while. Flash of lights there from Goose, just let him know he's coming. I think it's inevitable. I don't think Johnny will fight it too hard. He knows this is probably not his race. Into the slipstream. Pull to the inside. Should get that done there before the braking zone. Is Johnny going to fight back into the brakes then? Indeed, yeah, driving very well so far. Gets himself cool. The Vipers, they were inevitable they were going to pass him, so he's done the right thing there. Just let them go. His teammate behind him now, and there's a good like 3.7 second gap back for Jadon. Ross and Odon going with him. Ross in an 8th, Ross in 9th, but the best of everybody on fuel, which is, I don't think something I've ever said ever. I don't think anybody's ever said ever to Aaron in terms of GT. He's not only a man who is excellent at saving fuel, so I can only assume that Charlotte driving. It's been safe there, just passing Dusty Fossil. Into the bus stop. Got a good fun, so it's okay through the bus stop. The question is though, has he got anything to offer than Audi? The Audi's pulling away though. You can see the mid-engine bounce there. He's going to rotate yourself better through the bus stop. Despite getting in the slipstream, he's just about clinging on. He's now starting to gain actually, so yeah, he's just clung on to the slipstream. definitely something good. Something amiss is there. Something amiss, definitely. Then purple laps after purple lap at the minute, he is absolutely flying along. Joker doing a good job of holding Jadon at bay there, 3.5 seconds still, so he's pulled a couple of tenths back, but not a lot. Jadon still just under 10 seconds off the lead. Look at the fuel situation then, Jonesy now under a quarter of a tank, and Jadon over a quarter, so big fuel differential here. What are we going to see pit stop wise? Tires Jadon, so he's in the mediums, so going to at least lap 12. Let's see if he's got in position to go any longer. Ross has caught back up again. Odon going well, although he's not doing as well on fuel. Less than an 8th. Aaron's fuel, look at that. Aaron is still on a third of a tank. Aaron is strongest on fuel. 17 seconds from the lead. Switch back behind him. Significantly worse on fuel. He's bang on a quarter. So we're going to lap 12. So it's 2 stops to switch back. I'm quite surprised. Maybe this switch back going to try and get 2. Or is he trying a 1 stop? Because he's got a bit of saving to do, I think. Back on safe, 1.7 seconds. Dusty Fossil, Glyn. It's just been such a rotten day for him. It should have been potentially a really good day for Glyn. He's qualified on pole, only 3rd in the sprint race. I think he'd be a bit disappointed with that, but how this race has gone with that penalty, whatever drama he had on lap 4, he's just got away from him ever so slightly. Josie's lead 7.3 seconds over his teammate. And Goose is going to be in this time. Straight, the rate he's going, Goose is going to need to do 10.8. He should be peeling left. And if they get to the pit lane, Jonesy as well. I don't think Jonesy's going to get 12 laps out of that. Just a personal best again. Fastest lap is 47.3. The Viper is unmatched in terms of lap times. Look at the lap times. Anybody else with the 47s? No. So Jones has just gone hammer and tong in this stint. Yeah, nobody's in the 47. So Jones is flying, so he's in. Goose will be in as well. So that means it's going to be a longer stint on the hard tyres. Joker now ahead of Johnny Boy. So Joker's going to come around and take the lead. And still got just another quarter of a tank. Johnny Boy not far behind him as well. Ross is ahead of Jadon. So he's on to Jadon. Second penalty perhaps. Jadon's in the window, but Jadon's got a bit of fuel saving to do. So he might need a slightly longer hard stint. Yep, that's going to be another terrifying one, isn't it? And even at Deep Forest, I know it will struggle through the middle part of the lap, but up the hill and down the hill to the start-finish line at Deep Forest is going to be strong as well. So, late surge in the points for Team USA potentially. Is he filling up? This is going to be a hard tyre stint, isn't it? Yeah. So Jones is on his way. He's ahead of unsafe. What's Goose doing? Goose is going to nearly fill the tank. He's on his way on the hards as well. He's going to come out right with Dusty Fossil. Merge is merging. Glyn a little bit behind them. So Joker leads by 3 seconds over Ross, who's side by side with Johnny Boy going into the bus stop. I'm just going to let him have it. Drop him behind. I think Johnny, what he needs to do is just keep it clean at this point. He's still in for some good points here. Is Jadon now going to get the run as well there? Because Johnny Boy's slightly compromised. Oh, a half-second penalty, that seemed harsh. Oh, what's going on there? Oh, James is in the wall. What happened there? Jadon in the wall. It's contact. Aaron's got himself a second penalty, but Jadon and Johnny Boy on the bank in there. I don't know if Johnny Boy was trying to get into the slipstream, but he's ended up turning Jadon around. As pitting Odon, Royston and Jadon and Zom. Jadon's interestingly gone early there. He's gone lap 11. A bit longer than that. He's got 12 litres left in there. What? I say that was very weird. Very weird indeed. Jonesy coming around, so he should comfortably clear all these guys. They're not even fueling yet, so just clear everybody in that one. And they are well off that one. So yep, he should comfortably clear them. Goosen has just passed Dusty Fossil. Fossil's not out of this. Jadon out the pits. He's on the hard tyre now. He's come up behind Goose. And behind Dusty Fossil. Up front, Joker leads. He's on the red line. So he'll be pitting this time around. Two stopper then for Joker. Two stopper for Ross. Joker peels off. Ross peels off as well. Univo will be pitting as well. Switchback's in. Aaron's going to carry on then. Aaron's one stopping. Aaron is trying the one stop. Looks like he's the only one. The only one in the window to do it. Derek's in. So, it's the gap then between Jonesy and Aaron we need to look at. No, it did. I'd say it's weird. That was a very weird thing, but yes. Let's see what comes of that. Fully expected Jake Aaron to report that. And then about to put a move on Odon. Side by side. There you go. So I'm just ahead of them. Glyn on the high side, Odon on the low side. Glyn's got the better line, but Odon does have the inside. Joker in the pits. Joker making his way out. Switch back into Derek. Just finishing their fuel. Well, it does. Switch back, filter out with that. Badly's going to come out just ahead of it. So he's just ahead of Zom, Odon and Glyn. That'll be critical for him. Onto the medium tyre now as well. Zom behind him is on the hard stint. And then Odon and Glyn are on mediums as well. So Zach needs to get his hammer down there. Oh, it's hammer time. Aaron's lead over Jonesy is 21 seconds. 21 seconds. He's going to be in this. Oh, is he? Has he got much? How much fuel has he got in the tank there? He looks like. Has he got enough to go one more lap? Does he have enough for one more lap? He needs it. Yes, it is. He does. He's going for it. Aaron is sending it. One stopper is on. Then on the hard tyres, what he's doing 48s at the minute, and I'm doing 50s, so he's taking a couple of seconds out of him. And 14 lap stint, that's what he needs to do. He was on his hard tyre stint as well, so he's been on the 49s and the 50s. So I'm doing something different here. Is it going to work? I will admit, this has been in my thinking because of the GTR's lack of pace. I was only thinking about whether or not what I can do differently. Stop and provide that option in Ross, then well in third. The boys come out quite nicely in fifth, so look at his teammates then. So what happens to Joker? Joker got more fuel than Johnny Boy, yes. Johnny Boy's just gone for a short stint, less fuel, while Joker's topped the tank. It's going to run on heavier fuel on the hard tyre and then have a shorter stop. Although they did a very weird strategy last week at Dragon Trail when going back onto the medium tyre, so we'll be interested to see what he does this week. Well, you say that, Johnny Boy still sat in P5, so a clean race I think is critical around here. So we'll see how this one pans out, but yeah, I'm trying it then. Lost another 2 seconds on this lap to Jonesy. This now is he's going to be right on the fumes as he enters the pit lane, so he looks like he's judged this absolutely perfectly. Let's see, is he on the fumes as he comes in? How much has he got left? None. Right, perfect, absolutely perfect from Aaron. 0 left in the tank. He has run that dry as he enters pit lane. He's trundling down. Not even made it to his pit stop yet. Jonesy's about to come across the line and retake the lead. Here he goes. Aaron now making his way to his pit box. We're under threat from Royston and Goose. Oh, Johnny Boy's wide, I think there. Where's he gone? Oh no, Johnny Boy! No. Oh, big shame there, just missed his braking point, he's gone out onto the concrete and there's no grip out there and he's found the tyre wall. Big shame there for Johnny Boy. I mean, you think so, it's really not, it's a very big pit lane. Can confirm, that's a long ass walk. So the running order then on lap 15 of 28, we are into the second half of this race. Jonesy leads by 4.8 seconds over Ross, who is second unsafe in P3. Goose is in P4, Royston currently P5 driving well, with Gussie Fossil in P6, Jadon in P7 after having that drama a little early on though. Joker's P8, with Switchback right behind him in 9th, and we've got Glyn in 10th. Zom is 11th, Odon is 11th, Zom is 12th, Johnny Boy down to 13th, having just run on at turn 1, big shame for him, he was having a really strong run up until that point. Oh, his head's gone big time. Derek's 14th. Aaron, having just made his one and only pit stop, is 15th and he's 38 seconds in arrears, but he's now on the medium tyres. Oh, Johnny Boy. Oh, Johnny boy. You're having such a good run. Good half a race. Obviously now a big old head loss there, unfortunately. 47.9 on hard tyres. That is a very impressive lap from Jones. He is absolutely hammering it. Very nearly ran wide there. He knows what he's got to do. Aaron is his race. Aaron is his race. And the gap is 38.8 seconds. Now, let's have a look at pit loss time. So, Ross put them up 12. So you're losing 11 seconds, and then they're losing 21 and 15. So it's about 36 at the minute. Yeah, it's close. Jonesy is going to come out around about where Aaron is, depending on how long he takes to his pit stop. So if he needs a bit more fuel, I think Jonesy's still got this one. It's going to be close. He might have to be a little bit of chasing to do. But I do think he's got more fuel than both the cars behind him as well. So just surprisingly, Jonesy's actually in a good fuel position to the cars directly around him. On his strategy in P6 again. See, his strategy's going okay. Started hards, pitted early. Yep, he's going to have to fill the tank again. So Jones is obviously going to be going to probably lap 18, isn't he? He did 10 laps before. So there's more time to be lost. So where did he pit there? So he lost the 2:10 and 2:13. So what's that lost time? That's what, 23, 26. So 49 seconds. So yeah, I think he is behind actually. I think he is going to be behind. It all depends on the refuel time, really, more than anything. So Aaron's just done a full stop, hasn't he? So he did a 2:12 and a 2:24. So you can see there, he had to fill the tank. So it's really going to depend on how much time Jonesy can save, how much fuel he's got when he goes in. So Aaron's lost a big amount of time, and the gap's up to 41. So Aaron might be ahead when Jonesy pits and comes back out, but that gap between them is coming down. Aaron is playing the conservative game, and Jonesy is going full send. Looking down the dashboard, asking what the hell is a kilometre? That's one thing that surprised me when I was in America. In my head, for some reason, I thought they did everything in kilometres, but actually all their signs are in miles per hour. Miles and miles per hour. Completely blew my mind. I was adamant that they did everything in kilometres. No, everything's in miles. It's in Florida anyway. So. Into the bus stop then one more time. Big old slide there. Not hanging around. There's Jonesy. 7/10 off his personal best, so it's 47.3. Which was on mediums. He's doing 48 flats at the minute. 47.9, 48 flat, 48 flat. So yeah, Jonesy has got the hammer down. He is going for pure pace in this one, going to the line. Going to be a 48 flat again, as it is another 48 flat there. Super consistent from Jonesy. He is absolutely flying. His gap to Aaron is now 42 seconds. It's unsafe pits. Ross pits there, and somehow unsafe is ahead of Ross. So Ross made a mistake somewhere. Goose in fourth is about to inherit P2 again. Also in is Royston and Dusty Fossil. And Jadon. Jadon's race has gone a little bit south. Glyn's in as well. Som's in as well. So everybody looks to be in this time, apart from those on slightly different strategies, which is going to be Jones and Goose, Switchback, Joker, Odon and Derek. Goose now 17 seconds behind Jones, and so Jones is absolutely caning it. Goose in the high 48s, Jones is in the low 48s. So that's making a difference. He's taking about a second out of his teammate allowed, 8 or 9 tenths. Jones just put a lap on Johnny Boy, who's just pitted. Jones is in this time then. So lead over Aaron, who is now in P7, 43 seconds. Looking at about 48 seconds, I reckon, for a pit stop here. 48, 49 seconds for a full tank. He's near as damn it a full tank. There's Jonesy there. He's just caught the grass. Is that going to be a penalty, or has he got away with it? The survey says he's got away with it. That is right on the raggedy edges. Jonesy is pushing hard. He knows this is a great opportunity for a win here on double points week. So he will peel off left in a second. Into the pits he comes then. Goose coming around. He'll be pitting as well. Where is Aaron? Aaron is on the banking then, heading towards the bus stop. So keep an eye on Jonesy. Got a 49.4. That's a personal best. 2 seconds off the pace of the race leader. He is not yet in his box. Goose is going one more lap. Goose has got more fuel in. That's a novelty. Switch back around as well. Jonesy has now arrived at his box. Where is Aaron? Aaron is coming through turn 4. Jonesy's fuel going in. So the fuel going into the Viper. Here comes the Audi. Through the tri-oval. 49 flat then. Personal fastest lap. Aaron's picking up speed. Jones is at half a tank. And then comes past the pit exit. So this is where the rejoin's going to be. Jonesy's still got 20 odd litres to go in. So Aaron will be the net race leader. Jonesy still fueling. He's on his way. There he is. There's the gap. So there's Aaron on the left. There's Jonesy on the right. The gap is 10 seconds. 10, 11 seconds. Now you say that, however, you need to look at the fact of the lap times. So you lose, so he's doing 1:48. He's lost, did a 2:10 on that lap, so he's lost 22 seconds. And then he'll lose about, and then we look at his out lap as well, because you miss, of course, all of like turn 1 and 2. So you get some of that back. So we'll see his lap time. It's 10 seconds is the gap. And we've got 9 laps to go. So he needs a second a lap. However, his lap times have been 2 seconds a lap quicker. So the hunt is on. Yes, catching him is one thing. Passing him is probably a formality in that Viper. Normally it's a different matter. But this Viper on this track. We'll see then. Goose is in. So Switchback takes the lead of the race. Very nearly run now for turn 1 there. Switchback leads from Joker, who is well. Again, I thought Joker would have pitted by now. He can get to the end on the medium tyre. What are you doing, Jeff? Hold on up to 3rd. Derek 4th. Goose pulling some tyres on. Aaron coming through. Goose has only just started to refuel. James coming through to 220. So he's lost, what, 22 and 32. So he's lost about 54 seconds. And very nearly runs wide at turn 1, so 54 seconds to stop there. Gap's already 8.7. So the charge has begun. But he can't afford a mistake. Now we're going to see what Jones is made of. Aaron has really just got to watch his fuel number more than anything here. Lap time's down to 150 last time, so he was a second slow on that last lap. That might be another reason why Jones is taking some time back. There in the background is Jonesy. There's Aaron. There's Jonesy. Let's see if we can see him. Just see him in the distance there as he came onto the banking right on the corner. Aaron now halfway down the back straight. Come off the banking at turn 2. You can see the Audi. There he is, going into the bus stop. So that's the gap. So already 7.8 seconds. Switch back in from the lead of the race. Joker now takes over the lead. Joker, pit for God's sake. Get on those medium tyres right now. What are you doing? Get off the hards. Derek's in as well. Odon carries on. So, he's going to finish on the hard side. And going through. Jonesy coming through. 47.8 against 49.2. 1.5 seconds. So close. It's close. The gap's now 7 seconds. 7.2. Viper's such a cheat code on the banking. The Audi can salvage a little bit of time in the infield. There again, there's Jonesy. Aaron up the kink there, up the road. Switchback's come up behind him, unsafe up the inside of Switchback there. So Ross has gone through and unsafe takes Switchback, who then switches back on unsafe out of the international horseshoe. They're side by side. Unsafe on the left, Switchback on the right, through the kick they go, side by side. That's brave. Oh, unsafe catches the grass. Trying to keep it tight there. They bang doors. Up the inside goes Switchback, unsafe around the outside, trying to get the momentum off the corner, switches sides. You'll have a look at the inside as they head towards the hairpin to go back onto the banking, but Switchback is through. So unsafe has lost out there. 6.7 the gap between Aaron and Jonesy. Joker still leads. I really wish he'd picked for some medium tyres. He'd be quicker, just saying. Third beat finally, he's in. He's gone untoward, he's gone rogue. And so Odon's going to go run and lead the race. Of course, he's going to try and run this mediums for as long as he can do, as long as the field will hold out. I think he's going to have to finish on the hard tyre. Leave him vulnerable at the end. And crossing the line. 49 flat, back on good pace there from him. Behind him, Jonesy. He is motoring along though. And for 47.7, another 1.3 seconds. So he's doing enough, just. It's going to be so close. He's definitely going to open up strategies for tomorrow. GC1 will be watching intently. Joker filling up. How much fuel does he need to get into the end? 63 is the answer. He's going to come out just behind that pack, I think, or maybe just with that pack. Yeah, right with that pack. There's unsafe, and Joker just feeding in behind them. So he's in 7th. That will become 6th when Odon pits. Depending on how much fuel Odon needs. Goose is in 8th place then. A little bit disappointed with the run there. Back on from Dusty Fossil. Oh, no. Dusty Fossil will cut some daisies now as well. Royston goes through. Not to forget for Team Japan. Taking it on the back of this train then. Unsafe, Switchback and Ross. Jonesy's down to 3.5 seconds already. He is absolutely flying. He's going to be there. He's going to get there comfortably, I think. Odon's going to pit this time around then. He will peel off to the left. Dusty Foster's left the room, unfortunately. It's a big shame there. Don't like to see it. It's frustrating. Jadon down in P12. Jadon's race has also gone downhill after that contact he had with Johnny Boy early on. Up front then, the gap is 2.7 seconds. We're on like 23 of 28. Aaron has driven superbly with a 50.9 last time around, though he's lost some time again. One tiny part of his lap there, so going to be consistent. I think we'll definitely see more one-stoppers tomorrow. I don't think any of the Team USA cars will be doing a one-stopper, but I think we'll see some more from Germany, France, Italy and Japan. There's the gap then, 2.6 seconds. You can see that the Audi holds it quite comfortably through the mid part of the lap here on the infield section. Twisty bits there where the Audi is good. Gaps up to back up to 6/10, but now we come onto the banking and the Viper just opens up the taps. And it's already down to 2.3. Pulled 0.3 on him already. That 4. There is that as well, of course. Down to 1.8 seconds and into the bus stop we go. Aaron still leads, but that Viper is getting ever closer. There's the gap. 1.6 seconds now. 1.5 and closing. Jonesy switch back and has the fastest lap of the race. We'll talk strategy in the Discord in a bit. Look at the time he's gaining. Then Aaron having the short shift. Gap is down to under a second. Then we're starting lap 24. It's a 47.1. Just shy of the fastest lap there from Jonesy. And he closes right into the back of Aaron into turn 1. The Viper is there. It's International Horse, here we go. It is 0.3 of a second. The Viper is there. Cue the Jaws music. Look in the mirror. There he is. There he is. It's now just a matter of time. Jonesy has played the game perfectly. Hasn't panicked. Knew he had the speed. It's been flat out balls to the wall against the fuel save. And flat out power is about to prevail as through goes the Viper. Jonesy retakes the lead. It's been a great drive from Aaron there. Superb to see him finally getting into the swing of things with the fuel save. Not normally one known for his fuel saving capabilities and prowess. He's been the only one to try the one stop this one, and he's 11 seconds up on Zach. And Zach is also flying along. However, I don't think Zach's going to have enough time to get there. He's again lapping 2 seconds a lap quicker, but he's 11 seconds back and there's only 4 laps to go. Whilst behind, he's got a half-second penalty. So they're doing a good job here, hanging on to the back of unsafe. Ross about to serve his half-second penalty, which he has done. That'll bring unsafe closer to him. Tyre wear's not really that bad around here. So the good thing about this circuit is there's all the infill sections all right-handers and the banking's all left-handers, so it's a quite even split in terms of like which tyres you're wearing. So the tyres will also wear quite evenly. I think it's your right rear that obviously wears a little bit more with the banking. Yeah, the tyre wear's fairly evenly split across here, so firing himself onto the banking once again. 0.28 up, so that will be enough to take the fastest lap back. He's only 9,000 shy of at the moment. Safe as latched onto Ross and Joker. Keeping a watching brief, so fair play to Joker, who's done the 2-stop as well. So he's been able to match Lamborghinis and the Audis with a slightly different strategy. Had a clean first stint, which helped. So I think that's the key to having a good race here on these cars that aren't Vipers, basically, just having a clean run. Not being caught up in too many squabbles. And so then closing on Ross. He wants to go late. Ross shuts the door on him. And so if they're looking for a gap that wasn't there, as Ross got that stopped into turn 1, a little bit narrow. He has done indeed. Switch back then. He's got to keep the championship alive. It's P3. Where's Jadon got up to? Yeah, still then P13. There's Jadon's also another one. There's a bit of a head loss here. Zom's got ahead of him. And then he had good pace because he was battling for the win in the sprint race, but that contact earlier on, I think it's just disrupted. 52.8 that lap, so he's had a drama somewhere on this lap. So Johnny Boy, who had such a good first stint. It was a big shame there for that accident he had on, was it there, lap 7? No, it was a pit stop, that wasn't it? But yeah, we saw him go straight on at turn 1 into the wall. Big shame for him because he had such a good first stint there. He was driving really cleanly, really well. Chance of some really solid points. And he just got away then. But this man has been flawless. And has just gone hell for leather. That might explain why he's lost 4 seconds like that then. And still comfortably in P2 then. Zach has only caught a couple of seconds. So a little bit of drop off from him, whilst still fending off unsafe. Joker's still in touch as well, so it's not over here. Yeah, Team France are the ones furthest down the order then. And their lead car is Royston in P9. Quick run through the order. So Jones leads by 4.5 seconds. Aaron in second. He is 8 seconds ahead of Switchback, who's got 2.5 over his teammate Ross, who is side by side with Unsafe once again. Unsafe leads across the line critically. And they hit the brakes for turn 1, and Unsafe's gone around the outside. And into 4th place, he's done it, yes. Oh, and what's happened to Zach? Zach's had a really slow through turn 1, and Unsafe's on the attack. He's got ahead of Switchback as well. Side by side into the International Horseshoe. Round the outside goes the Audi. Switchback holds the inside. Ross trying to get by back into this battle. And Joker's right there as well, so the battle's on for the final step of the podium. Yeah, Switchback's lost a couple of seconds there, so I don't know if he ran wide at turn 1 or he clipped the wall. I say he's done something there. Unsafe's up the inside, leaning on him through the hairpin. Zach's still got the inside for the next one as they head up towards the banking. But Unsafe's got the move done. So Unsafe coming alive then on lap 27, and onto the podium he goes. With that Goose in P7, Odon's P8, a bit of a lonely race for him. Royston lonely P9, Glynn's ahead of Derek in P10. We're still battling Zom in 12th, James down in 13th, and Johnny Boy in 14th. Yeah, this is the battle we need to watch then. The leaders coming around to start the final lap then, the penultimate lap time through the bus stop. Switchback right on the back of Unsafe, Ross right on the back of him, and Joker right on the back of him. The GTR can mix it. Switchback then to the high side. And Joker to the high side as well. It's 2x2 and turn 4. Joker's got a good win. Joker's going to get ahead of Ross here, I think. He is. Switchback side by side with Unsafe. And get the side draft. Joker's edging ahead, but Ross has still got the inside then. Who's going to break the latest for turn 1? Down the inside, Unsafe. Zach's on the head on the outside line. Unsafe fights back. Oh, Zach cuts across the nose of Joker on the outside, trying to get alongside Unsafe as they head down towards the horseshoe for the final time. Down the inside goes Switchback, and through, takes the place back. Joker now trying to get up the inside as well. Can't do it. Side by side once again, Unsafe and Switchback. Switchback then just cutting across his Ross down the inside of Joker. Through the kink, there was contact there. Trying to go side by side with that kink is brave. GTR bucking and weaving around. Ross is back down the inside. They come on to the banking then. Ross leans on him. Joker leans back. Drops into the slipstream we go then. Up front, Jonesy into the bus stop for the final time. This is his final test. He's got 8 seconds in hand though, so he's got nothing to worry about. Nice and comfortable. Job done for him. I'm going to get through there okay. Joker versus Ross. Joker's up the inside into the bus stop, all over the grass. But it is a victory in their home round and double points for Jonesy. Great drive from him. Aaron's coming to the line then. A very solid P2 from him on the one-stop strategy. Here's the battle, and Switchback's got 3rd sewn up. It's the battle for 5th. Oh, Ross shuts the door late on him. And just holds him off then. So it's 3rd for Switchback, 4th for Unsafe, 5th for Ross. Joker is 6th. Goose is going to cross the line in P7. Odon is going to come across the line in P8. Lonely drive for him in the end. Royston leading the Team France charge in P9. Glynn gets P10, just ahead of Derek in 11th. Zom has outbombed Jadon. Oh, he's out of fuel. Is he? No, he's going to slow down. He's slowing down. He's going to let Jadon have the points. Jadon then takes P12. Zom giving his teammate the points. And Johnny Boy then is going to come round and round out the finisher. He went straight on at turn 1. He was in a bit of a battle. I think he just missed his braking point and went straight onto the wall, and then had a bit of a head loss, unfortunately. That's what happened. He's crosses the line, and it's P14 for Johnny Boy. Jadon's left the room, that's why he's jumped up. In case anybody is wondering then. So, there we go. And that is our endurance race. And it's a home victory for Team USA. Jones victorious then by 8.6 seconds in the end. Comfortably so there. Aaron, though, with the one stopper coming through for P2. Zach Profeld in that great 4-car scrap for the final step of the podium, holding off unsafe release. At the end there, with Ross prevailing marginally there by less than a tenth over Joker in the battle for P5. Joker finishing P6. Goose comes home in P7. Odon in a very lonely P8. It was Royston in P9. Glynn there, I think he'll be a little bit disappointed tonight there. Hadn't got pole in the sprint. Only third in that one, recovering after some early dramas for P10. Derek, who gets 11th. It was Jadon in 12th. Zom in 13th. Johnny Boy in 14th. And Dusty Foster, unfortunately, retiring from that one. So that then is the end of the coverage for this evening. Thank you very much for everybody in the stream. If you haven't already liked it, please do so before you go, as ever. Thank you very much for all the comments. And yeah, without further ado then. So, 8 weeks down, 2 weeks to go in GT2. But we've got more Daytona action coming your way tomorrow from GT1, so please do join, I believe, switch back tomorrow for coverage from 8:30. We'll be doing this all over again with our super sweaty division in GT1, so please do join us for that. But for this evening from myself, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.